This is part of the other one.
This is the second video.
This is part 2.
To be clear, this is going to be kind of spoilery, I would assume, just because I think the very nature of the game when it
little
starts
bit.
off is kind of like a big surprise.
I played a few hours of it, and my God, I want to like this game. Everything was in place for me to love this game. But I have such an issue with that series. In 3, I'm getting the same frustrations that I get with Brotherhood. It's like, just let me go, just let me be free. It's just hours of just this horse crap and learning stuff. I really cannot care less about the story. I remember in 2, I stabbed a pope and then an alien talked to me or something, and there's a magic apple, or it's so stupid to me. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. But I want to at least have fun with just the running around killing people stuff.
Right.
I'm not exaggerating here. I'm on this mission. There's 3 like
Oh, the stocks,
yeah. I can get at most 1 of them because it's one of those fucking stupid missions where it's like, you know, one guy sees you and desynchronized. Literally over 40 times I tried this, and this might not be the fault of the game. I am bad at stealth.
Right.
The thing that's fun about Dishonored is I can try to be stealthy and then I can screw up, and it's like, oh, I'll just cut all your heads off and run away. So, do you care about the story?
I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I think the really crazy precursor race stuff doesn't really do a lot for me. You're not to the part where like the serious spoiler stuff comes up.
Oh,
there's a really nice like kind of a twist to the prologue. If you do care about the story, it was like, oh wow, that's awesome.
It's just this whole like, or in 2, it's like, oh, the truth, and I'm seeing a couple naked people run around on a roof or something. It's like, I don't know what that is. It's just the whole Templars and Assassins and looking at pictures of Martin Van Buren or whatever. It's just like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't know.
I think I'm in the middle where I enjoy the games and I like thinking about the things that they talk about in the games, but not to the point where I will go through the process of downloading a digital comic or watching some web series or reading that physical comic that took place in Russia. I skipped through it, they sent us a copy and it was just garbage.
Is there any game series that you could actually see yourself or have done in the past, like jumping into the expanded universe
Never.
stuff? Like,
If you can't tell me your story in a game,
I think maybe if they put out like a well done, maybe like Metal Gear novel or something. I know it's silly of me to like bash Assassin's Creed story for being convoluted and silly or whatever, but like Metal Gear is even stupider. But like, I love Metal Gear story.
I mean, you got me thinking about Metal Gear. I would watch an entire movie about the Fury. I just think he's the most fascinating character.
The astronaut guy?
I just think, I love the idea of this guy going into space and seeing something so horrible that he comes down and he's just a ruined man.
I like the guy who made a Tommy gun made out of bees.
That's pretty spectacular.
That guy's
too.
up to something. What's going on there?
It's one of those, like, if I had to explain it to someone,
If I just sit my dad down and be like, okay, listen.
I would stop like 2 paragraphs in and just be like, you know, this is indefensible. I'm sorry I've wasted your time. It's fun. It's like, what's the story behind football? You know, it's like, so, well, there's the thing and you gotta kick the, never mind. So Assassin's Creed 3.
I'm trying to be so patient.
There's another thing too, and this is probably picking on it a little bit too much, but no, at the same time it's not. There's a cinematic, you go to this tavern all the time, right? There's this one guy in particular, he's always positioned so you see him prominently throughout these cutscenes, and he's got this long cape that is just clipping the hell through this chair. You cannot ignore it. It's like the most ridiculous looking thing. It immediately just takes me out. That and like the weird, like everyone's eyes are the glossiest things ever.
Well, Jeff, it's made by a small team. You got to give them a break.
That's true. A small team of people with varying backgrounds and religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So there are some like red coat apologists to get their
like
perspective on things. You know, I think the way we've been portrayed in the past. You know, okay, we're gonna get that in there too. That's fair.
It's like one of those coexist bumper stickers with all the different like Star of David, and
the guy
Islamic thing,
a red coat with the bayonet thing. That's the T.
It's tough because I'm at this part now to where I don't want to play the game because I know as soon as I boot it up, the only thing I can do is that stupid mission.
Yeah.
And Hanson told me there's a worse one past that. But then Hanson's also telling me that like, oh, after like 4 or 5 hours, it gets good. What game waits 4 or 5 hours to get good?
So many games.
What games?
Deadly Premonition, I think, is...
That game never gets good.
Okay.
Like, I am pushing myself through with Assassin's Creed because I feel that there's going to be some really good stuff there. And I'm really looking forward to it. But I still think it's a massive mistake to just front load all this crap that's boring. And
because I think a lot of times with this kind of thing, if you drop someone in, you get that open world that you demand, and then you're just dinking around, failing at every opportunity because you honestly don't know what you're doing.
It just takes too damn long.
Yeah.
Look at an open world game like Saints Row the Third. How long does it take for you to have fun in that game? It's like, man, it's going to be very good, and I'm going to force myself to get through it, but I'm thoroughly not enjoying it.
But at the same time, though, sometimes you just have to realize you don't like a game.
I don't think this game's garbage. And I'm going to like it, Jeff. I'm going to like it. I'll check in with you and see how you're liking it as I keep playing, and we'll see.
Excellent.
So. Yeah.